Check 1, 2. Hello everyone. So we're going to continue working on Average Calculator, the program that we were working to basically just calculate the average of some numbers. And that was its purpose. So here we have two numbers, we could get user input, something like that. But then we're using this method, average A and B, and putting it in there. So there it was, there's the method. We bookended it and calculated the average, making sure to account for the double. And then average of A, B, C, right, is right there. And then, so we could do 3 parameters and, we could extend it for, but hopefully you realize this is not the most efficient way to do this problem. So what we're going to do is kind of expand the problem and make sure that it is more useful. And the new useful tool that we know, of course, is an array. Array is just a group of a particular variable type. We're going to look at the array of ints. So I'll make a new one right here. So int nums equals new int, and we'll just put 5 values in there. And by some magic, I have my different values in here. And so here you go, from in position 0 is 33, position 1, the value 24, so on and so forth. Now, the cool thing is that obviously we can take in 2 parameters, 3 parameters, if we can actually just take in a parameter of an array of ints. So I'm going to actually take in that parameter, and I'm going to make I'm going to overload that method one more time to make a new method that takes in a array of ints. So here we go. And call it average, of course, and now I can even just take in an array of ints. So here we go. Now I'm going to bookend it. Obviously I want to make a double, call it answer, and maybe probably set it equal to at least something, and then return that same answer. Now, I could very simply just calculate it directly. So answer equals nums of 0 plus nums of 1 plus nums of 2 plus nums of 3 plus nums of 4, nums of 5, nums of 4. Okay, so let's 1, 2, 3, 4, and one more, one too many. Obviously, right, it only goes to nums of 4. So, then I'll compile it and check it out. Oh, cannot find symbol. Oh, why? Because we called this one, the formal parameter of this method is array. So we need to call that R for short for array. And call this one, and call this one, we called that one nums, but again, it doesn't know that. All it knows is array right here. So, and then divide by, put some parentheses around, or actually here, I'll do it kind of obviously a couple different ways we could do this, but then maybe just answer divide equals 7.0, and it actually probably would work even if you didn't do that, but there we go. And the average, is it something reasonable? Yeah, that seems reasonable. So, I could use a different program to check on it. Is that right? It's array of 0. Let me pause for a second. And so sorry, I was dividing by 7 because I was using this program earlier and getting ahead of myself. But this is a pretty simple forward, takes in the int of arrays. I just kind of split it out here a little bit. Sum is the adding up all those values for the array, and then just obviously dividing by 5, which is the number of things, and then returning that value. And if we run it, we get the right value, which should indeed be 46.2. Great. So but this is all fine and well. However, this really doesn't actually solve our problem because, well, what if I feed in 10 values or 20 values or 50 values, right? Am I supposed to sit here and, no, it's not very modular, this code. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of, I do want to use this sum. I think that's going to make it a little easier to understand to solve it. But, well, what am I really doing with this array? I'm really just kind of going and taking each of the values over and over for the changing value of I. Well, what control structure would help us with that in a programming language? A for loop. So I'm going to say for int I equals 0, I less than 5 in this case, and then I plus plus. And then what am I going to do is take each of those values. I'm going to take sum, and I'm going to add in add in the array of I. Now I'm going to pause and let you think about that for a second. Right, so what am I doing? For each of the I values from 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm going to take the value, which is array of 0, array of 1, array of blah, 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 and add it into sum. And then answer will just be equal to sum divided by 5. And now let's try it. And we should get the same thing. And we do. So this is getting us closer. So now, again, we didn't have to keep adding numbers. And so, but I'm going to leave the exercise to you that will ask you to do. But now, again, what if I, because I wanted to add in, say 2 more things, I make it 7 values, right? So add in 2 more particular values, and see what we do here. Right, all I would have to do is go in there and change, a couple of the things. But again, this still isn't the ideal. So instead, I want to teach you one more thing, and that is that the arrays have a special public attribute, which is the length of the array is, and we can actually do nums.length. So if you use, and we'll print that, we'll run this. And there you go, currently is 7, right? It's printing out how large that array is. So that's a nice little variable that we can use, and hopefully you'll be able to write your average method in general for the arrays. Hope that helps. Have a good rest of your day, and God bless.